Welcome to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. I'm your host, Todd Perlmutter. Our world is a projection of our collective consciousness. The more peace we bring into our lives, the more peace we bring into this world. So let the transformation begin. It's very natural in life to look back with regret, to feel we've made some mistakes. It's totally understandable. We make a choice, and there are unforeseen negative outcomes, negative consequences, unpredictable divergences in our lives that we can't help but wonder, maybe if we had made that other choice, our lives would have been better, would have been different. But what if the greatest mistake we can make in our lives is to live with regret, to constantly look back, wondering what if, to constantly be comparing our lives to some fantasy, to some imagined alternate reality, to never feeling like our life can be enough because of this one moment in time where we were at a crossroads, and that instead of appreciating anything in our lives, instead of giving our one life the sacred attention that each moment deserves because it is a miracle, we are missing out on this one brief, precious life, living in the past, reliving the past over and over again with that negative dread of feeling like we made some unforgivable, irreparable mistake. Perhaps if we realized that the only mistake we can ever truly make is living in regret, then maybe we can forgive ourselves and love the life we have. And that is the only option we truly have. We cannot go back in time. We cannot undo Apple Z, the mistakes of the past. But that does not mean our lives are unsalvageable. And the key to redemption lies in moving forward and realizing there is no such thing as a mistake. Mistakes are illusions of the mind. The mind creates these fantasies. It says that there was a right choice and a wrong choice, and you made the wrong choice. But the fact is, we just make choices. We just do our best in each moment with the information we have. And if we look really closely into any choice, we realize that what we thought was a choice wasn't really a choice. We didn't choose for the universe to present us with option A and option B. We didn't choose for option A to have the pros and cons that option A has, or B to have the pros and cons that option B has. We didn't choose to have these brains which may prefer option A or option B. We didn't choose to have an upbringing which showed us positive examples of option A or negative examples of option B. We didn't even choose to have brain chemistry that may be more impulsive than other people, where we don't necessarily weigh all the options. We are just blindly bumbling our way through this world, hoping we end up somewhere good. We only know 0.00001% of the knowledge of the universe. We don't know what will happen in the future. We're all just making choices based on guesses, based on false assumptions. So there is never a reason to be hard on ourselves, to blame ourselves, or to spend 1 minute regretting our choices, which only steals this present moment, this gift of life, and robs us of our joy and peace that is always present. We don't even know that if we made that other choice, that perfect choice, we don't know that it wouldn't have ended up even worse than where we are. We have no idea. So why not assume that you are living in the perfect, most optimal, best possible timeline? A person might make a bad investment and lose everything. And that can force them to start a new business that could become the next big thing. Another person could win the lottery and they could lose it all, blow it all, sink into depression and addiction, as happens so much. Whatever regret you are looking back on and wishing you had made a different choice, it's too soon to tell how things will end up. It's always too soon to tell because things are just always changing. There is no destination in life. There is no finish line where everything then becomes stable, calm, perfect. No one's mean. All the relationships just stay good without any work involved. There's no moment where all your worries disappear and there's just happiness. Because that can only come when we realize that life is up and down. Life is always ups and downs. And when we can stay at peace and be happy through the downs, through the upswings, but especially when we're down, only then will we be happy when we're on the up. Because there's always more to worry about. Nothing stays stable. And any regret, any mistake, any bad decision is just that movie of life playing out. It's a movie. It's not a video game where we have control, where we can make true choices. We are just acting based on the script. The universe created this world, and the world presented you these options. It gave you the brain that made the choice. And all you have to do is keep watching that incredible, exciting, unpredictable show that feels lifelike and is super high definition, with realistic writing and powerful storytelling. That comedy, that drama, all rolled into one. We are like mice in a maze, looking for cheese, trying to avoid the electric shock. And we are just seeking out pleasure, trying to avoid pain. And we are just doing our best to find that cheese. Sometimes there's going to be a shock, though. It's part of life. But we can pause. We can appreciate this dynamic world that has cheese. And we can help others avoid the shocks, learn where to avoid them ourselves. And over time, as long as we don't get greedy for cheese, we can learn to appreciate that journey. You know, luckily we're not in a maze. And that journey, that path we're all on, has trees and birds and puppies and so many more things than just cheese. And if we get too focused on that cheese, too obsessed with a direction we took in the past, we will miss out on all that good stuff that is on our path. There is an incredible peace that comes from being present, that comes when the mind stops. And we can have this 24/7. We don't have to have a perfect life on paper. We don't have to always be eating cheese. And we can learn to discover this incredible feeling and experience that we can have every second that we are simply alive and present and paying attention. And it doesn't matter which direction we take in life, which choice we make, or what the outcome is. Because as long as you are alive, as long as you are breathing, you have access to this incredible experience of being. And to waste 1 second on regret, to waste 1 second imagining what could have been and not appreciating where you are, is to rob yourself of this profound experience of living. People always say, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here? Well, I can tell you for certain, we are here to live. We are here to experience life. Not to imagine it, not to relive it. We are here for a short, brief, and precious time. Yes, we can waste it if we want to. But what a waste. Why waste it? On the surface, we think of these mistakes as I should have gone left instead of right. I should have chose B instead of A. I should have chosen that spouse or that job or moved to that city instead of that city. But those choices aren't the mistake. It's the living in regret. Underneath that feeling of regret is the true mistake, which is looking back, longing and wishing for something impossible. And if you've been living in regret, don't regret living in regret. Now is the moment to start practicing that presence. Now is the moment to give your sacred attention to your body, your surroundings, your state of mind. Tend to your garden and watch the flowers bloom. It would be a shame to get to the end of our lives and look back and realize we missed it. We didn't give it our full attention. We didn't appreciate the time and the moments we had. Everything else is just a playground. We're just exploring. We're just stumbling and bouncing around with no idea what's really going on or where we're going. We all die at the end. We all lose everyone we loved. But that doesn't mean it's not a happy ending. Because there are marriages, there are children being born. And if we can stay present, if we can stay playful and enjoy the adventure with presence and optimism, then the movie of our life will be a great one. There is no mistake you can make that is so big that can steal your ability to find peace, to be present, to have a moment of blissful gratitude. It is available to every single one of us, no matter how rich, how poor, how healthy or sick. And when you discover this peace through presence, which simply takes intention and practice, and you can experience it for even just one moment, where you fully live, you become fully alive to this moment. It doesn't matter if you have 100 years or 10 years, because you've figured out this life and what it's all about. Truly, every choice you could make is the right one because it's the one you made. Maybe you thought you'd be surrounded by loved ones and you find yourself alone. That is an opportunity to go deeper into presence without distraction. And maybe you're in a huge family and you just can't stop obsessing over how crazy everyone is driving you. The point is that how we look at life matters more than what we are looking at. It's not the choices we made and where we ended up. Whatever it is, we could look at it as a mistake or as the great next adventure. As long as we are not pulled away from this moment, as long as we take advantage of the time we have to be present, whether it's with loved ones or in solitude, whether it's with tons of money or a little money, in a big town or a small town. The only question to ask yourself is how much time and energy are you giving to deepening your presence, to expanding your awareness of this moment? Does it take backseat to your desires, your physical desires, your material desires, your situational desires? Or are you devoted to squeezing out every drop of juice from the fruit of life? Your thoughts on the past, your thoughts on the choices you made do not matter compared to being aware of this moment. You can regret for eternity if you would like. But that is not a great way to go through life. Looking back on a life full of regret is going to be a sad, boring life. But looking back on a life, jumping from choice to choice, decision to decision, bold action to bold action, is going to be a good ride, no matter what choices we make along the way. Playing the what-if game is a losing game. There is no winning. Looking back with what we know today and judging our past based on what we have come to discover since will never turn out good. I would be a billionaire if I looked back and, all my stock choices were perfect based on what I know now. But we just do the best we can at the time. We learn from every choice, and we grow with every decision and action. And only when we are lost in regret, feeling that dread, fearing making another wrong choice, do we stunt that growth and diminish the quality of our lives. Everything we do should be to increase our presence and thus improve the quality of the experience of our lives. The closer we look at this moment, the brighter the colors, the more vivid the sounds and smells and touches and tastes. It heightens every sensation. And as soon as we get caught reliving the past, worrying about the future, it diminishes the quality of our life. This is the one area that we truly have full control over, where we truly do have a choice. We are not presented with two options from the universe, and we have to make a choice. This job or that job, this person or that person. We have 100% control over our conscious awareness, where we put our attention. Are we putting it onto something that improves our lives, that makes us happier, more peaceful, more grateful, and loving? Or are we putting it on a place that destroys our life, that steals our life, and makes us miserable and suffer immensely? That is why this is truly the only choice we have, and the only mistake we can ever make is to miss out on this one incredible life. So don't wait until it's too late. There's nothing else to figure out. There's only this one place to be, right here, right now. Thank you so much for listening. Much love. Thank you to everyone who supports this podcast on eastwesticism.org or Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or YouTube. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, left a comment, shared it with a friend, or left a review. Your support keeps these most important teachings free and available to everyone who needs it. On behalf of everyone, this podcast has helped even the teeniest, tiniest little bit. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Much love. Is there more to this universe than science can show us? Is there anything mystical or miraculous in the remote corners of the earth that I could see with my own two eyes? My newest book, Aloneness to Oneness, is that journey of discovery. From the rebellious kid who rejected it all, to the adult searching for something deeper, to the person I am today. It is all of the stories, wisdom, lessons, insights, and inspirations I gained on this adventure. If you've ever questioned, doubted, or wondered about the meaning of it all, this book is for you.